Hello from Utility Week live here at the NEC in Birmingham. Here's a fun little story. We had a customer come past. We've been working with them now for a number of years. They had a problem with communications to an RTU using the IEC 68870-5-104 protocol. We were able to identify a problem with the firmware of the device and a solution to work around it. They've since implemented communications using DMP3, and they're also communicating using the Siemens S7 PLCs. So here's some details about the project.
Hiya, this is showcasing the capabilities of a private LTE network for utilities in general, so that would be electricity, gas and water. Here on our stand we've got potentially a rural device, so it could be for a water board where they don't have power to the devices, so they might have solar energy or wind energy powering a battery to keep up LTE CPE, and also an RTU to perform functions such as turning a pump on or off or opening or closing a valve. And this would be just using a little antenna like this to connect back to an LTE base station. Then have LV monitoring here, which will connect back to the base station via 4G LTE as well. And then you might have a primary substation where you want the likes of voice over IP, SCADA, CCTV, all communicating back to a base station via this LTE CPE. Take you around this side. So the CPEs will connect back to a radio base station where you have a remote radio head and a sector antenna. You might have 3 of these on a site to cover the whole 360-degree scope, and you have multiple base stations forming LTE cells where the CPEs can have coverage from more than one tower. Once the data reaches the radio site, it can then enter the IP network and enter the core network and be transported all the way around the network and basically pop out where you need it. So one of these sites could be a control room. So we've got a CCTV manager here, so you can have all of your CCTV footage collecting here. We've got a VoIP system, so you could have a dispatcher in a control room taking calls from field engineers. And then we'll have a SCADA manager. So here we've got VT SCADA, which is being used to manage our RTUs on show here today. So I would like to perform a function for you. So a control engineer might want to perform a digital output, which in our case we've wired it up to produce this digital input. This is going over the LTE system, over the air. There we go. And then we've got another RTU here, where simple control. As we can see now, the fan on our outstation has turned on. So what are the main advantages of private LTE network? This will mean that utility companies can come away from mobile carriers such as O2, Vodafone, etc. And it will be a privately managed and owned infrastructure which will give you more reliability, more resilience, more security. You can plan your network where you need it. And obviously with LTE, it will provide much greater bandwidth options, which will solve a lot of issues. Thank you.